Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is an interesting stream because I've been wanting to do this video for a bit. I don't know if anyone's gonna hop in, but this is gonna be a YouTube video or whatever in case you miss it. So what the key or the goal to this video is today, I'm gonna make a tier list of fighting games that I personally played quite a bit of, based off of the base of the game. Like, not solely off of aesthetic, music, all that. At the end of the day, without online, is the game fun to play at its base form? How much longevity does the game have? And what makes me want to come back to the game and all that stuff and keep playing it? Because servers will eventually decay and fucking drop support of the game. It's happened before. But how much fun you had the game if you were stuck on an island, no internet, and you just had the game and stuff like that. So we have three categories. We have atmosphere. Atmosphere was a really interesting thing. Like, I guess this would kind of, aesthetic would be a point. Like, aesthetic always, how much impact do hits have, animation, feedback, all that stuff, and originality and creativity. And that's on the player's part. How much originality or creativity does the game allow you to have when playing your character? Are you locked in a certain place, a certain play style you have to play the character as, etc., etc.? How much, like, identity do you have as a player when you're playing your favorite character? Because that matters a lot. Two people could play Ryu completely differently, so it should be able to support a lot of that, especially to make you want to come back, especially when you feel like you have your own place in your game. So that's always pretty cool. And the third one is longevity and incentive to come back. What is the incentive to come back to play the game again, etc., etc., and all that stuff? Like, oh yeah, I really want to come back and learn this, do that, these and those and the third. And like sure, there is frivolous stuff, like, oh, I'm waiting for this certain DLC character to get released, but I don't know if we're gonna focus on something like that as much. So, and what else? Oh yeah, so if there are games that you've played that are missing from this list or whatever, I am not a pro player, none of that. I'm just a basement king. I just play casual games by myself offline. So if you get offended by anything I say, there's an X button right up there. You can click it and leave. Or to get a conversation going, give me a tier list of games that you've played. Like, maybe a whole tier list, like maybe the ones that really stuck out with you. Because, for example, I don't play too many NetherRealm games or Mortal Kombat games. Like, I tend to gravitate towards anime and animus, or not even just that. They just all happen to have, a lot of them just happen to have like fast-paced movements. So I kind of gravitate towards games like that. And you'll probably see the pattern by the games that I pick on this list. Maybe. But yeah, this should be an interesting thing. And this is not a concrete list because as I play more games and more of certain games I haven't had a chance to play with, the list could change if I ever choose to update it. So our tier list, I kind of want to just hop into this video without thinking too hard about like what each tier represents. But let's just say our S tier is if you were stuck on an island and you can only play one game, what would be the candidates or candidate? And B, all the way going down to like whatever. I don't know if I'm going to go down to F. That's pretty rough. And I don't think there's going to be that many games on this list that I've played personally enough to give a solid say about. So, for example, I guess here B, if we're going around down to C or D, we'd probably say like, oh, this fighting game is fun, but only because my favorite character's in here. But I'm not really gonna come back and play it every day. It's just cool to have said character in here. Or like I just only play with friends or whatever, versus like I'm gonna put the time in your A and B tier. I'm gonna put the time and get better and whatever. And yeah, S tier is like, yeah, fucking stuck in an island. I'd play that and only that, or I'd freaking force my kids to play it every Sunday while wearing Sunday clothes, like whatever. All right, so let's get started. Let's see if we can do this without any foibles, but it's all right. Foibles is what makes streams interesting. So I picked a pretty good, in my opinion, a pretty good template, and I was like, holy crap, I've never used this site before, so it's pretty interesting. So our first game, just to kind of set the field, it's a pretty good neutral game that everyone has played. I mean, people have gripes with it. I have a few myself. So let's start off with Street Fighter V. Now, I have my list here. I have my list of the three criteria, right? The three points. All right. Street Fighter V on the track. All right. In question. All right. We're gonna put you on here just while I grade you. Okay. So, in terms of atmosphere. All right. In terms of atmosphere, like aesthetics while you're playing the game, whatever, and enjoyability of the game. Enjoyability is gonna take a heavy hit. I'm sorry. But Street Fighter V's load times are going to affect this a lot. It takes you sometimes 5 minutes to log into the game. I'm sorry, that takes a few points from it. Now we're gonna go by atmosphere. Okay, so when you're playing the game, how well does it illustrate like hits impacting the characters hitting? How well does the music kind of flow into the game and all that to get you pumped to keep going and like really build up that adrenaline? And I would say Street Fighter V is pretty good at that. Hits hit hard. They do. The crush counter system is very yeah, it's very visually rewarding, you know? It feels good, you know? You feel incentivized to fish for those counter hits. So that's pretty good. So that's a pretty good one on the board for atmosphere. In terms of other things, all right. So it's got a solid score on that. I think I'll give it, if we're going out of 5 points, so 5, we got 3 categories. 15 points is a fucking weird number, though. Hold on. I didn't think of this. Give me a second. Okay, we'll do it out of kind of 10. Okay, I think I got this. All right. So we have 3 categories. We'll split it up into 3 points each out of max of 3 points each. So in terms of atmosphere, Street Fighter V is going to get a 2. It's good, but Street Fighter V at this point now is kind of relying on the fact that, hey, I'm Street Fighter. I don't really have to invent the wheel in this game to really solidify myself as a game you want to come back to. Like, will we remember Street Fighter V 10 years from now? For me personally, I don't think so. If you do, that's cool. Feel free in the comments, whatever. But we're going to give it a 2 in terms of atmosphere. The crush counter system is pretty rewarding and everything and all that. So you got a 2 in the first one. Now, originality and creativity. How much originality and creativity are you allowed with the combo system, making up combos and stuff? And this is where it kind of falls a bit. Since Street Fighter V is trying to be a more balanced game, it's trying to keep everyone kind of in the relatively in the same kind of pool, whether you're new or old to the fighting game, or experienced in the fighting game community in terms of Street Fighter V. It's trying to promote that feeling of anyone can hop in, anyone can play, but it comes down to the point where there is some execution involved, but it also comes down to making the right decisions too, way more than a super high skill ceiling of infinites and all that shit. So that is gone. So the creativity is going to hit a little bit. So I'm going to give Street Fighter 5 a 1.5. So Street Fighter now is at 3.5 points out of 9. I'm thinking I'm adding a bonus 1 point, so maybe it might be out of 10. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. Give me some time. And then longevity and incentive. So for me personally, my main thing that makes me want to come back to Street Fighter 5, there are some certain characters. I really like Colin. Juri's pretty cool, but she's not the greatest in that game. They took a lot of her stuff away from Street Fighter 4, but we'll get to Street Fighter 4 later, so don't worry about that. In terms of incentivizing me to come back, we're talking about without online mode, whatever. You're on a desert island. You can only play Street Fighter 5 offline. Now think about that. How good is Street Fighter 5 offline if you're on a desert island? Maybe a friend will come by. Maybe there's a friendly sailor who comes by. Hey, you want to play some Street Fighter 5? Ho! Then okay, I can understand. Now you might have a little bit of fun there, but in terms of longevity and everything to come back, a big thing was to get a higher rank in Street Fighter 5, trying to get a pretty solid rank in the online, but there's no online here. So what else is there? Arcade mode's pretty weak in my opinion. Story mode is it's all right, I guess. I'm going to give SF5 a 1. So that's giving it 3.5, 4 points. Now we're gonna put in the multiplayer factor. If you have if you have like that fucking, that extra friend or whatever, does multiplayer give it that multiplier? How much more fun is Street Fighter 5 when you're playing locally with a friend? And it's all right. It's all right, but it can get a little boring after a while, in my opinion. So we'll give it another half point. So that brings it up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 halves turn to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5 out of 10 for Street Fighter 5. So we will move Street Fighter 5 to the D rank. This game is cool. It could move up. I don't know. I don't know how many games are going to be on this list, because these are games I personally played. I'm not going to try to bullshit you and say, yeah, I played Mortal Kombat 11. It should be fucking... Whoa. I never played never run games for more than 5 hours at a time. I'm sorry. God dang, that's pretty generous. So it'll be D for now, depending on how things look on this list. It might move up, might move down. So I will put it in C. We'll be nice. It is a perfectly serviceable game. Now, for the other side of the spectrum. Now, this is going to be pretty hard. Marvel 2 is arguably, within myself as a person and my multiple personalities, is maybe my most favorite fighting game. Due to not just due to nostalgia, but it's just like, I literally, that whole island kind of metaphor or whatever I've been using or whatever, it's just like, I grew up with an original Xbox, and I lived in a place where I didn't have internet, none of that, and Marvel 2 didn't have internet for the original Xbox, then console port. So I had that, and I just played, and I kept playing and kept playing. And my only incentive was, okay, we'll get to incentives later. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is also regarded as a lot of people would say, their most favorite fighting game too. But forget them. It's about me right now. All right. If you guys want to put it on your list, go ahead. But in terms of Marvel 2, let's break down the points. Atmosphere. Now, This could get people to take my opinion seriously or throw it out the trash. You should be already throwing out the trash because I'm not Justin Wong or Chris G or whoever is the person you should respect in the fighting game community, because I'm not even in the fighting game community. I'm a basement lord. I'm on an island right now. We are on an island right now. I am on an island right now. So Marvel 2, atmosphere wise, I'm sorry people may disagree, but I love the music of Marvel 2. That is literally my childhood to a certain point. Like the clown, like the carnival stage and whatever, and people don't like some people may not like the 3D backgrounds. I get that. But literally, like, I just love that sense of, I'm wondering, like, how did you guys get here? What goes on at this stage at certain points? Like, did you guys just break into this carnival stage or the swamp stage or like, what's it like on Ruby Heart's airship and stuff like that? Or even the clock tower stage where you're in this kind of like European, kind of looking like a floating city from Grand Blue or something. I don't know. Keeps me wondering and asking questions, and it's building that atmosphere in my head. You're seeing Captain America and freaking Jin from freaking the Capcom series, Cyberbots or whatever, just duking out, and it's like that atmosphere. You're in the atmosphere with the jazz music playing, and it's a lot of things that should normally go together, but in Marvel 2 has made its own identity because of that, and it has its own atmosphere. So Marvel 2, I'm sorry, you're going to get a, for if anyone is like, oh, you're such a Marvel 2 fan, I'm gonna give it a 3. 3 points. Just for the sake, it has that originality to it. Sure, I know it's a sprite dump, kids. I know. I get you. I feel you. I understand you. Okay, I'll give it a 2.5. All right, a 2.5. A 2.5. A 2.5 to a 3. All right. I'll be nicer. So originality and creativity. This is where Marvel 2 shines. All right. Sure, I get it. The meta of Marvel 2 has dropped down from 56 tournament viable characters to less than 10. I don't want to say 6 because I feel like there's a few more assist-wise that might fit in there, but I don't know yet. And I don't play tournaments, so I'm a basement lord. We on an island! We haven't seen Evo moment number 279 yet. Calm down. So with Marvel 2, so in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you have 56 characters. This is me acting as a kid. 56 characters. You can have a team of 3. 3 of any one of these characters you want. Pick from one of 3 assists. And you just go in. And in training mode, every time I've played this game, I find out something new, an extra move a character has, and whatever. I'm not a master of this game, not by a long shot. I don't even know how to do Magneto's Infinite that all the cool kids are doing. But does that mean I can't be original and just have fun with my own time? And Marvel 2 allows me to do that. It gives me that freedom, that flexibility with what kind of team I want to make. Sure, you may have argued they may have refined it in later games that will be on this list, but Marvel 2, for back then and everything, and to what it is, and the place it kind of holds in the community right now, for a lot of people, and I gotta stop bringing up the community. I'm in an island. My only community is a fucking group of coconuts and fucking the koala named Jeff who escaped from the fucking zoo. So originality, I'm gonna give Marvel vs. Capcom a 3. So we got 2.5, a 3, and the final one. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep it at 2.5. Okay, longevity and incentive. Now, this is for a lot of people, like a lot of casual people that I tried to get into the game, they get bored of the game because with the Xbox version, not everyone's unlocked from the start. So you had to keep playing on arcade mode to get the currency to unlock characters and stuff like that. So that is an incentive to come back. But what happens when you do unlock all the characters? What's going to motivate you next? For me personally, it's when I was younger, and I still do that now. Sometimes I wake up and like, I want to play a Silver Samurai team and incorporate a bit of Spiral in there. Maybe let's get a Doctor Doom and Roll team. Let's see how bad Roll really is. So it keeps me coming back to, because I always come up with new possibilities in my head for a team. And that is just off the base fundamentals of what the game has given me. So I think that alone earns it a 3. Now, in terms of multiplayer and aspect, you know it's going to clean get that 1. It's fun to play multiplayer Marvel 2. I mean, come on, guys. And you guys can pick any team you want. You guys can just fuck around. It's literally... Marvel Infinite is probably not going to be on this list because I haven't played that much of it. So, regardless whether the shit people talk about. So, it's going to get that clean 1. Alright? So, if we had to say... my unbiased score would have given it to a perfect 10. But we will give Marvel 2, for now, a 9.5 out of 10. Just for the sake of me trying to hold back my fangasms. And if I was stuck in an island, would I want Marvel 2 there? Yes, I would for now. Okay, our next game from the list. Okay, I know there's games in this. I'm trying to get in a certain order so I can establish the gods here. All right, guys, the gods. I don't want to say pillars, but we'll get to these. We'll get to some of these later. Yeah, girl. All right, so another one that might be a pretty interesting setter of the tone here. Let's go with All right, so let's go with a good midpoint. Let's go with Dragon Ball FighterZ. Okay, so Dragon Ball FighterZ, we go in terms of atmosphere. Now, as a Dragon Ball fan, all right, I'm gonna be super biased here, but even then, this game has gotten people who aren't Dragon Ball fans into freaking Dragon Ball. And in my opinion, it's just a lot of coming down to the point where the aesthetic, obviously Arc System Works has got that down to a T at this point, because whatever. But let's just talk about, for now, in terms of the battle and in terms of while you're playing. So you start off the match, you get the intros, while the match, you get all these freaking heavy impacting moves. All these characters have certain types of freaking sounds and different types of like feedback every time their moves connect or whatever, they do a move and all this stuff. And the music is great in my opinion. Stages are beautiful, and like even I remember whenever you start a match, you like it's the two characters facing off, and they have the dust flying around them. It's very Dragon Ball. So in terms of atmosphere and like with the voices and everything, like if you're a Dragon Ball fan, the Dragon Ball fan I am, is giving Dragon Ball FighterZ a 3 for atmosphere. Now, originality and creativity. Now here's the thing. Okay? Maybe I should have done a higher number than 3 because it's kind of weird here. So with comparing it to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was apparently super rushed, and not everything was super ironed out in terms of like certain things. Like they just put in sprites in there. It was a sprite dump. They did have some like systems in place to kind of keep everything playable, and look at how many tournaments it's had since its release. But there are certain parts but the combo system is still pretty freeform. Like there is that kind of your chain combos. So what brings me back to Dragon Ball FighterZ, with the combo system is pretty interesting. It's pretty fun. It's really like it's very exciting to kind of do an air combo, launch them back up even higher in the sky, chase after them. But I feel like a lot of the combos uh in Marvel in Dragon Ball Fighters kind of follow that same kind of route, and you kind of notice it with the majority of the cast. You could say that to with Marvel too as well. Um, but yeah, and there's certain weird characters like Beerus and Hit that have their own kind of game plan. So and the fact that you do have the ability to choose your own assist, that does help it a lot now. Um, so in terms of creativity in Dragon Ball Fighters, I'm trying to think. Because when I say like how flexible the fighting game system is, like how good does the game look to you? How fun does the game look when you're fucking up? Can you still kind of fumble does it still kind of look kind of gratifying when you're fumbling and you're just playing on the fly? How fun is it when you're playing on the fly versus when you're playing it like all the time and all that stuff and you got everything down packed? Dragon Ball Fighters kind of lacks in that. So for now, I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 3 for originalities. For originality, it's not bad. I mean, compared to the other games on this list, I might as well get a 3, but we'll go back to it. Longevity and incentive. So for now, if I was on an island, Dragon Ball Fighters, for in terms of longevity and incentive, I don't know. The fact that I personally am just like, oh, when's the next DLC character come out, and I haven't really, like, I have a lot of the characters I want to play. Like I'm glad Vidal's in the game, Kefla's in the game, my boy Pycon. But the fact, my boy Pycon, I hope he comes to the game. But the fact that I'm still hoping for characters rather than just enjoying what I have to the maximum degree. And what else do you have to play when you're not online? You do have the versus mode. Versus is pretty fun. So I'm already going to push ahead and give it that 1 point for multiplayer. Multiplayer is pretty fun locally. But in terms of wanting to come back without that factor, I don't know. There's not too much there for me. So I'm going to give Dragon Ball Fighters, in terms of longevity and wanting to come back just to play it, not to be the best or anything, just to play it, I'm going to give it a 2. So counting it down, we got 3 points, 5 points, and 8 points. 8.5 out of 10 for Dragon Ball Fighters. Dragon Ball Fighters will go right above. We'll give it B tier for now. Alright, so our next one. Kind of throwing everything off a bit. Let's go to something else. Alright, so we'll try ARMS next. Now I don't actually have ARMS, but I did play the preview when they had let people download the full version of the game and play it for a limited amount of time. So I can say in terms of the fundamentals of the game and the base of the game, what we're trying to push here, rating games based off like the base experience of the game. I think I can give ARMS a solid spot here and feel pretty confident about it. So I love ARMS a lot. You know, I'm glad Minmin's in Smash, but we'll get to Smash later. In terms of atmosphere. So atmosphere, you're behind the character's back, you're dodging, you're bucking, you're weaving through punches. They're playing the oh, and the stages are big. You can go all around them. You can jump, double jump, float around them, and some of them are pretty great. Like the clown girl stage, I forgot her name. Lollipop, I don't remember. like when you see people coming out of their houses or their barber shops or whatever, their shops to kind of cheer. It's like, oh shit, an arms match is going. I love that atmosphere and the music. Oh man, Ribbon Girls theme is oof, chef's kiss. So in terms of that, I don't know. I just really like Arms' kind of feel to it. And it's like I was saying earlier when we're going with Marvel 2, it has that originality. You know you're playing Arms with the aesthetic. And that's always with the whole atmosphere, and it's something that it has, and it's its own. It owns it. So I'm going to give Arms a 3. It doesn't take too much effort to get 3 in terms of atmosphere, originality, and creativity. Now, this is an interesting one. Because, hey, we were just talking about Marvel 2, where you can make fucking infinite combos with almost part of the... Anyone in the roster probably has an infinite. You can, with the assists and stuff, and lots of creativity and originality. But the thing is, sometimes, with less tools, that, like, simpler, less is more sometimes, right? So, when you're talking about, like, for example, if we're talking about something like Nidhogg, a game with just, like, 2 stick figures, and, like, you gotta jump, or even something like dive kick, you gotta jump and attack button, very simple stuff like that, that's when it lets everything else after that is kind of left up to your personality and your play style, or what type of player you are. So with Arms, the way you buck and weave and whatever in terms of creativity when you throw, what types of, and also you can choose arms in the beginning, so you can choose a loadout of different arms and stuff, and kind of set the flow of it. To someone outside of Arms, though, in terms of someone looking from the outside in, I guess, or something like that. Someone who hasn't played Arms and they just see it, they're like, well, they all kind of look the same. I mean, there are some cool ones where the birds fly off the arms, but whatever. But in terms of, for me personally, that creativity alone and the way I can have that freedom to move, depending on what character I pick, I can choose to use their ability or not. But in terms of the end of the day, without being biased and whatever, I'm trying. Well, I mean, I need a little bit of bias. This is my tier list. So, in terms of originality and creativity and everything, I'm going to give Arms a 2. Just say, I would give it, I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2. Longevity and incentive. Now, single player with Arms, I'm the type of guy who would go and fight the hardest computer until I learn the game. But when I start beating it consistently, will I still want to play the game as much? And I think it's a problem a lot of people had with Arms. Longevity and incentive. Now, this is without having a friend to play with. If it had a friend to play with, the score would be higher. So I'm going to give it that multiplayer point. Easy. I mean, I think a lot of games in this list are going to have the multiplayer point, so it doesn't really fucking matter at this point. I'm going to give it, in terms of longevity and whatever, it depends on the person. But on me, I'm going to give Arms a solid... The different characters to play with and everything. Single player. Alright, I'm going to give Arms a 1. So, we got 7 out of 10 for Arms. So, Arms will be... Is Arms in C tier? Alright, we'll put it here above Street Fighter 5 for now. Alright, so next one on the list. Oof, okay. Alright, we might as well do this the easy way. Alright, so don't have enough experience with this, that, but I will want to, so in the future. Blade Strangers is an interesting one. I do have it. I feel like I need more time to play it before it makes it on the list. Which Blaze Blue is this? This Central Fiction? We'll pretend it's Central Fiction. Okay. So Blaze Blue is an interesting one. So, I'm going to say that a lot. It's an interesting one. Blaze Blue is fast. Pretty loose combo system. So let's start off from the top. In terms of atmosphere, Blaze Blue's music is incredible, in my opinion. It's the right type of anime I like. Very good. Very good. The character S, I love her theme. I love it to death. I wouldn't say death, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? All right. In terms of the rest of the atmosphere, you got the characters kind of staring each other down, and certain characters have special interactions with one another. Like Ragna and Jin, Jin wants to kill Ragna, so they kind of have a little scuffle before the match even starts. When you're fighting, the music's playing, the fucking I don't know. What is it about Blaze Blue's voice and how they handle sound. But I don't know. Certain character, a lot of the characters in the other moves have that certain echo. That's pretty. I don't know. It makes it more impactful, I guess. In terms of my memory, I could be completely wrong, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Forget what I said. So in terms of atmosphere, Blaze Blue hits it. Now in terms of like, do I know I'm playing Blaze Blue when I'm playing it? Of course I do. You can when you hear that kind of that music to it, kind of that orchestral, very anime, kind of that fantasy anime type thing, with the strings and all of that. You know you're playing Blaze Blue. The glyphs and all that on screen, yeah. So we're gonna give Blaze Blue a 3 in terms of atmosphere. Or we will give it 3. It's got the atmosphere. What can I say? Originality and creativity. Now Blaze Blue has a shitload of characters, and they all have a certain their drivability and everything, and like they all have a different play style. A lot of them have different play styles and everything, if not all of them. And the fact that you can cancel out of them with the Roman cancel equivalent to cancel out of any attack to maybe continue your offense or maybe back out. Double jumps, air dashes, all that. And a lot of games on this list will probably have that, so it's not that much of a nuance at this point. But that leads to a lot of fun. Even if you don't know 30 hit combos, it's still pretty fun to play and kind of show off your identity as a player. Now, in terms of, so I might get interrupted because I think my mom's at the door. My mother's at the door. But don't worry about it. In terms of longevity and okay, well I didn't even get a score for originality and creativity. So I'm gonna give it compared to what other games have and give you, I'm gonna give Blaze Blue a 3. I like the loose combo system; it's pretty good. Longevity and incentive. There's a lot of stuff to kind of come back and learn and try to figure out everyone's pattern. Even execution wise, there's a lot of motions and command motions to kind of feel like I need to improve on in the game. And I like that feeling a lot. It makes me want to come back and learn the whole cast, which is kind of it's pretty daunting. I'm not gonna lie, especially if I play different fighting games and I'm not going to put all my time into Blaze Blue. but I like that. I like that feeling of like it seems almost insurmountable as a task. So I'm going to give Blaze Blue Central Fiction. I hope that's Central Fiction. If it isn't, we'll just pretend it's Central Fiction. How about that? I don't know. I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of characters I need to learn. I'm gonna give it a 3 right now. Now remember, this list isn't permanent. And with the multiplayer, with the 1. Oh, shit. Okay. Now, BlazBlue may have a perfect 10. But it's not my favorite game on this list. But if I was stuck on an island and had nothing to play, BlazBlue would be pretty high. It might. Alright, BlazBlue is pretty interesting in terms of that. Alright, so Street Fighter X Tekken, have not played enough of it, so I'm not going to say anything about that. DOA 6, have not played enough. Is DOA 5 on here? What DOAs are on here? None. Oof. Yeah, none. Alright. Okay, I guess we can just pretend. We can just pretend Dead or Alive is on this list as them in general. Because there's not that much that has changed. So, okay. So, we're going to pretend this is Dead or Alive 5, whatever. I mean, to be fair, Dead or Alive hasn't changed too much. Since 5. Hell, I would even argue to say it hasn't changed. I'm not gonna say 4. Yeah, it kind of did with all cinematic things, but in terms of its base mechanics, not really. I mean, in a sense, but no. Okay, I'll stop. All right, so DOA 5/6. I played DOA 5 yesterday on stream. Check it out. It's in the VODs. Well, as of now, it could be deleted at any time, unless I upload to YouTube. DOA in terms of atmosphere. The fact that you can knock people out of buildings and then all that stuff, and they fall to another freaking, you're fighting an apartment building, you'll knock them down to the bottom floor of the apartment building, all that stuff like that. Freaking fucking all these things are fighting in the background at certain stages and stuff like that. There's a lot going on. Music is yes, music is very good on Dead or Alive. In terms of hits, getting counters in the game, certain moves like Ryu Hayabusa's Izuna drop, Kasumi's moves. A lot of moves have that impact. It got the little, you can see the shock wave off of the heavy hitting hits, the smoke flies off. Yes, even the girls' clothes rip off. But regardless, DOA 5 in terms of atmosphere, you're getting 3. Pretty nice it is, and a lot of things will get a 3. I love how Marvel 2 got a 2.5, and but it's fine. Don't worry about it. This is to help me kind of realize how high on the list it would be. Originality and creativity. Now, Dead or Alive, a 3D fighter, like DOA or Tekken, gives you a lot of moves, and forget tournament viable strategies. Like, it gives you a lot of moves to choose from and pick which ones that you want to see and which ones you want to try to practice and try to implement them into your game plan. So that's not bad. So and the characters have like sometimes almost 200 moves. It's ridiculous. Holy crap. And depending on when you're next to a wall, whether you're in the middle of the stage, whether there's a ceiling, there's different combos for all of that. So if 2 Kasumi players play, will they play exactly the same? How different will the 2 Kasumi players look? I haven't seen that much competitive Dead or Alive, but creativity given to you in 3D fighters sometimes. Let's see. But then again, that's kind of a standard. I mean, it should be like that in a 3D fighter. So I'm gonna give it a 2. In terms of creativity, I would give it a 3. I would give a lot of things a 3, but I'll give it a 2 just to help myself think better. Longevity and incentive. In the older games, and even in this game, you can unlock costumes by certain costumes. I think it goes like that in 5. Don't know about 6. You can unlock costumes by playing certain modes like time attack, playing survival. Survival can also work as a secondary training mode. So you can try to beat your score in there, and also I don't know, learn new combos at the same time. So it's a good incentive to try to get 100 get 100 kills in survival with everybody and learning everybody properly, I guess. So I'm gonna give that incentive, and there's a lot of modes usually in Dead or Alive games. I'm gonna give it a 3. And multiplayer Dead or Alive. I'm gonna give it the 1. The 1 is pretty much a standard this time. 4, 6, and 3, a 9 out of 10 for Dead or Alive. All right, cool. Now Dead or Alive in general, go higher than Arms, high as Blaze, because Dead or Alive, I've been, like I said in the stream yesterday, that's my game. That's one of my games that's just like I played next to Marvel 2 pretty much, in terms of it was on the original Xbox and I've been playing every one ever since pretty much. Alright. Would I rather play DOA 5? Oh, not DOA 6. No. Alright, guys, this isn't DOA 6. Don't let this lie to you. Don't let that lie to you. Alright? Would I rather play DOA 6 than Dragon Ball Fighters? Oof. If they didn't have all the characters I want in Dragon Ball Fighters, I think that's a good point in B tier for now. This is also in terms of would I also like to learn more about the game? Would I also like to put more time to get better also? Just to learn the ins and outs. Alright, so next on the list, I've not played enough cross tag. I've not played enough. Yeah, I have not played enough of Fighting EX Layer. Capcom vs. SNK 2. I have not played that much, but it would be kind of I guess, an unspoken crime to not put on the list. So let's go. Alright. Now, obviously, in terms of atmosphere, Capcom vs. SNK 2's atmosphere, very, 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 very strong. Very strong. Very strong. Like, better than, like, I'm gonna say it right here, it's kind of better than Marvel 2's in terms of that, like, how hard they went on it. Like, roster and all that aside, when you start the match and certain stages and everything, and when certain characters come in, like Sagat's left, like Yori's there, you got friggin' Geese there, you got all these Rock Howard, Haomaru, etc. Maki's there, and I like that atmosphere with the music and all that, and knowing that how crazy it is to play a Capcom vs. SNK game. I wouldn't say as crazy as Marvel vs. Capcom, but in terms of atmosphere, it's pretty spot on. And the loud hits of attacks when you connect them, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff to it, and the announcer, he's doing all right. Osaka, Japan. So I'm gonna give it a 3. That's what I really liked Capcom vs. SNK 2 for its atmosphere, originality, and creativity. With the groove system, able to pick from how many grooves is it? 6. You can choose if you want the character to play like Third Strike and Parry, or the Street Fighter 3 games, Samurai Showdown games. You can choose if you want your character to roll or to run, etc., etc. Or have a super meter. With the roster, teams of 3, give it a 3. In terms of longevity and incentive, for me personally, a lot of what makes me want to come back is that certain characters are in the game, like Maki and Jesus, what is his name? Kyosuke from Rival Schools, I think. Like certain characters that I was like, you're not gonna get them anywhere else. So, not for a while, anyways. Um. So yeah, that's. But then again, for me personally, it is still not one of my favorite fighting games. But with friends, it's gonna get that 1. But as for that incentive for me personally to play it, I'll give it a 2. I'm not really into it playing it by myself as much. I usually play it when friends come over. So 6, 8, 9 out of 10. Alright, so in terms of how fun it is to me, now that I think about it, the loud hits, I don't know, it doesn't feel as good to hit things in Capcom versus SNK 2 than other games. So I'm gonna put, this is gonna be a hot take, but then again, I'm gonna put Capcom vs SNK 2 somewhere around, or maybe, you know what? I'm gonna rescind that. I'm gonna rescind that. I need to play more of it. I need to play more of it. I need to play more of it. King of Fighters 14. Killer Instincts. Feel like I need to play more of them. They're fun games. Feel like I need to play more of it to really get a hang of it. Killer Instincts are really fun with the creativity and whatever. But yeah, I need to play more of it. King of Fighters 14. I really like the fact that Angel and Oswald are in the game. And it is pretty fun. But I don't know. In terms of creativity, I don't know. It's yeah, so far it's the list of games that I'm playing currently that I'm like, alright, we can go like this. Mortal Kombat 11, Marvel Infinite, I've not played a little bit. It's not bad. But Soul Calibur. We got Soul Calibur 2 on here. Played a shitload of Soul Calibur. Not even putting things on the list anymore at this point. Soul Calibur. In terms of Soul Calibur 2 and 4, I played a lot of. I really can't break down the specifics to really kind of separate them both in my head like it would be with Street Fighters, different Street Fighters. So, yeah, we'll move on from that. All right, Third Strike. Can you see I'm a Capcom chill? Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Damn. So, okay, let's see if we can try to put this one on the list. Because I played a lot more Third Strike than I have Capcom vs. SNK 2. So in terms of atmosphere, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Music is really good. The special intros for certain characters got that on the money. Parry's got a nice sound to them. Hits, the feedback, the animation, all of it when you're playing the game feel good. like hitting things and compared to other, like when you hit things in certain sprite based games, you can only animate so many different types of hurt animations. But Street Fighter 3 has a lot of them. And like when you hit people with certain attacks and they feel like oof, like you feel it. Like if you do it, like doing it for Marvel 2 for 56 characters, like I don't think they wanted to do that. So, but Third Strike they did. As much as I would like to compare it to the other ones, I have not played the other ones. I know that certain stages and things like that from the previous ones kind of trump some of the stages in Third Strike, but don't worry about it. So in terms of atmosphere, stages, all of that, give it a 2.5, maybe a 3, kind of like Marvel, because the aesthetic, the voice lines, all of that, it really sticks to me. I like it a lot. Is it my most favorite? No. Fighting game? No, but I like it a lot. Originality and creativity. You can pick 3 supers. Parry anything in the game if good enough. Almost anything except command grabs, obviously. In terms of just playing it without being super good at it, you can get by, all right, versus someone not that experienced. So in terms of that multiplayer point, you'll get that 1, obviously. Creativity and originality. Everyone plays it differently, but in terms of my level, what you can do 2 different Makotos play the same, 2 different Yuns play the same? Not really, depending on the supers, because Makoto has a super where she buffs herself and she can't block, and then bomb. And not many people use that one, but I like to use that one. So I'm going to give it 2.5 for the creativity. Because yeah, if you don't have the opportunity to choose your supers, how different would the characters be? Well, it's always going to be different. So it's pretty vague. Longevity and incentive. There's an infinitely high skill ceiling in Third Strike. Relatively, it's like learning to parry everything. Working on that execution. But in terms of actual other modes like survival and whatever, it might not be the best thing for everybody. You're just going to be labbing. It's got that 1 point for that multiplayer aspect. If you got a buddy or that sailor with you. I'm going to give it another 2.5 because there's a lot I could learn from the game. And I want to come back and learn those things one day. So 6, 1, 7, 8, 8.5. Third Strike. Would I rather play Third Strike than Dragon Ball Fighters? Versus, by myself? Damn. That's a toughie. That's a toughie right there. By myself. If I had someone with me. We'll put it here for now. Actually, we'll put it... Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh no, wait a minute. I'm trying to think. In terms of what I want to play. No. No. Uh. Uh. Okay. 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 Damn, it's been a while since I played Third Strike. Okay. There for now. Alright. Oh god. This is gonna go. Oh my god. So, Skullgirls. For people who know me, I love Skullgirls. Alright? Love it. Love it. I love it. Great game. Play on. First fighting game I took ultra seriously online. Um, Pretty decent at it, I would like to say. Um, and what really made me like Skullgirls a lot was it was like Marvel 2, but it was a refined version of Marvel 2. Why'd you skip Street Fighter Alpha 2? Because I never played Street Fighter Alpha 2, seriously. Or more than 5 minutes. If I did. Um so Skullgirls, it's whew. Alright, let's just get through this. Alright? We can't this video's already an hour long, alright? Come on, how am I gonna cut this down for YouTube, guys? Come on, Jesus. Alright, so atmosphere. Skullgirls' music, amazing. Alright? We got the aesthetics, and when you get hit, all of that feels good. Every character's got its own flow, and you can see it illustrated on the screen. It's good feeling, good feeling. So, Skullgirls gets a 3 in category 1. Now, in terms of originality and creativity, for its smaller roster than other games, it's crazy what you can do with these characters. You can make up your own assists. You can pick already established assists. You can set your macro buttons to whatever. I mean, you can do that in other games too, so it's not really that special. I'm just fucking piggybacking of what other people said at this point. Every character has its own gimmick too. So versus like Philia, the main character, she's got your air dashes and whatever. She feels like your more traditional anime character versus someone like Painwheel, who has flight and flight cancels, so she can cancel out a flight, continue combos like that. Versus something like Peacock, a keep away character throwing constant bullshit at you to keep you out, stuff like that. And the fact that it's also like a Marvel like game with the air combos and all that. And the fact that you can have a team of either 1, 2, or 3 characters. So you can set the pace on what type of game you want to play. So I'm going to give it that 3. In terms of longevity and incentive, you can come back, experiment with the same team, same as Marvel. Different assists, make any assist you want. All that stuff. It's got plenty of extra modes to play and everything. Could give Skullgirls 3. And when you're playing with someone of it is bliss, I'm going to give it that clean perfect 10. So Skullgirls is going to be, because I am an asshole, right about here. I feel so happy when I play that game. Alright, next. I would make a whole video on Skullgirls, but that's for another day. Street Fighter 2, not a Street Fighter 2 fan. Sorry, guys. This is my tier list. If you want to get mad at me somewhere else, in the comments. Tekken 7. I need to play more of this, but it is good. It is good. If we give a Tekken 7 a quick one right now. Okay. Atmosphere. Music's great. Hits are great. Character voices sound great. And then friggin' all that. Heihachi is like, okay! Like all that. Love that. 3 out of 3. Alright. Oop. Oh my goodness. My leg is getting sweaty. Hold on 1 second, guys. We're going to give it that 3 out of 3. Now, in terms of originality, same thing as Dead or Alive, 3D Fighter. Lots of different angles you could go at with moves and stuff. Characters have how many moves? Possibilities are endless. Give it that clean 3. In terms of coming back, playing the game incentive, all those characters, make up your own combos, plenty of other modes to play as. You can customize the characters, give them different costumes and stuff. 3. All right. Now would I put Tekken 7 on this list? No, because I need to play more of it. But okay, you want me to put it on the list? You know, you want me to put it on the list? I'll put it right above. Now it's going above, right? And with that multiplayer aspect, having someone to consistently play with, I'll put in B tier. Now it's not in terms of quality, it's in terms of how much do I want this game in my life. I guess. And you know, all right. We got 2 heavy hitters, boys. We got 2 heavy hitters. So, we've got Darkstalkers and Undernight. So with Undernight is a game I adore. And I will push. And I've played, out of my favorite games, I played the least multiplayer, but I love it so much. French bread, those boys are wizards. They are wizards over there. So in terms of atmosphere, like the aesthetic with the Japanese putting a bunch of fucking random gibberish on the screen, that's probably lore based or whatever. First clause, begin. Like, the music is great. The hits feel so good. It feels so good. Every character has kind of a different, like, hit spark in a way. Certain characters, like Hyde, the main character, it's like this red, like, lightning effect, like red, like, lightning bolt or crack goes through the screen every time he hits with his red sword. Forgot what the name of the sword was. It's not the incubator. No, it's not. That is not it. Not it. Yeah, music. And like when you use the kind of the special moves, the EX moves, the amplified version of the moves, Under Night does it in an interesting way. EX moves, versions of the moves are usually like in Street Fighter, they're glowing yellow and they'll do a slightly more powerful version of the move. But the thing with Under Night, they get their own little like kind of super cutscene, like it's like kind of a super in Marvel 2 kind of a sense, and it's really accentuated. I like that. So long story short, you get a 3. Under Night, you get a 3. Originality and creativity. Feel like characters, a lot of characters have their own different flow to them, and everything. But how different do other characters look from one another? For now, I'll give it a 2.5. I'll give it a 2 because I need to play more of it, and I don't think the score really dictates because a lot of it's super biased at this point. I would put Arms higher if I wasn't on this. If I wasn't on fucking stream right now. Now in terms of longevity and incentive to keep playing Under Night. So Under Night has a lot of combos. Everything feels good to play. But if I was stuck on an island with just Under Night, would I want that? There's not as much. I don't want to say there's not as much depth. But this is my tier list, so fuck it. I will put it right about. What would I rather play? This or Dragon Ball Fighters? in terms of games I feel like I can learn more from, I'm gonna put it right here in B tier. Now you see these are games that I've played a lot of, and so like I could put more games on the list that I've played, like Blade Strangers and whatever. But I don't think it's really fair because I haven't played that much, and I'm really thinking of them now more than I ever had in a while because I'm doing this list. Darkstalkers. Welp. Didn't really like it as much when I was a kid. I don't know why. I don't know. It looked old to me when I played on the PSP. Like I got into a lot of these games later, even though I was born around the time they came out. So with terms of atmosphere, Darkstalkers is music. The animations, the hits, and everything. You know you're playing Darkstalkers when you're playing it. So that alone gives it a 3. Darkstalkers has that kind of thing that people try to emulate with a lot, but it has that 3. In terms of originality and creativity with Darkstalkers. So you got your chain combos, and you have your some characters like the air dash. Some characters I think some characters have an air dash or kind of like an aerial movement like that. Some characters have, like Morrigan, she has a weird dash where she starts on the ground, but slowly she kind of drifts up and stays up in the air a bit. Type of creativity is more so in the design of the characters rather than, hey, if two Morgans are fighting each other, how different do they look? I'm gonna give it a 2. As much as I love Darkstalkers. And in terms of, I'm not even giving them full fucking scores at this point. I'm kind of skirting past that at this point. Longevity and incentive to come back. Darkstalkers to come back and see the characters again and everything. Well, I like to be stuck on an island with just playing Darkstalkers. There's a lot of motions and stuff and secret moves in the game to kind of learn and get better at executing. Now, if we were to put Darkstalkers on the list, and if I had someone to play with consistently, because ours would be higher too if it had someone to play consistently with. But in terms of Darkstalkers alone over Under Night, okay, I'll put it in B tier. I love the art, I love the animations, I love that. But in terms of the game itself, it's fun as shit. It's really fast. It's everything I love. Like literally, these are all the games that well, except Tekken 7, but I can see the potential there to learn a lot. Okay. Man, this list is gonna be long, isn't it? Okay. So let's try to do. Okay. So this is getting kind of long. So we're gonna try to finish this up with a lightning round. All right. Now in terms of, okay, so Guilty Gear, Xrd. So for number 1, 3. So for Atmosphere gets 3. Creativity, combo systems very loose, with the same systems, similar systems to Blaze Blue, gets 3. 2 Johnnies could play differently, 2 Jams could play differently, 2 Soul Bad Guys could play differently. Same thing could be said about anything else on this list, but this is based off my personal experiences with each game. It gets Then for our final one, for incentive to come back, it's a lot of stuff to kind of learn in the game, systems to get better at and improve at. Coming back, if I was on an island, would I want to play nothing but Guilty Gear? How high will it go on the list? I would put it right about I would put it right about here. Okay. Alright, so our next one is Garou Mark of the Wolves. I love Garou a lot. Great game. Aesthetic and atmosphere. It's got it. I love the 2D old style SNK games, especially around the Garou Last Blade 2 type era. I love that kind of feel for me personally. And in terms of creativity, it's got a pretty solid, interesting system called the TOP system. You can adjust when your character goes into a more powered up state where they get a certain ability that's only activated during the TOP state. So, and you can kind of cancel out of it with certain characters, but I feel like I need to play more of Garou to learn the game and everything. You know what? If Garou's not gonna be on the list, I'll take Tekken off. I'll take Tekken off for now. We said our piece about Tekken, so that's what matters the most. Self-reflection. We can always come back to Tekken in later streams or whatever. Guilty Gear plus R. I'm gonna categorize this as the older Guilty Gears in the Double X because those are the oldest Guilty Gears I've played. Great games, aesthetic, atmosphere, creativity. Yes, it's freaking oof. Very freeform combo system, pretty freeform. Well, in a sense, but I mean, Guilty Gear has always been kind of freeform like that. And longevity come back. I would love to come back to the older ones and learn, get better at the game. Actually beat Eno in freaking the story mode. Jesus. All right, moving on. Haven't played JoJo. Karnav's Revenge. What the fuck's that? Well, I'll learn one day. King of Fighters 13, my bad. I need to learn more of this game. I want to come back. I have it on Steam. It's going to be coming up on the channel one of these days on my Twitch account. One day. Great game. Yeah, obviously. I think it's got 3s across the board, relatively. The creativity thing, I think I need to work that out in terms of a category. Bunch of King of Fighters games I never played. Okay, this game. I don't know its name based off just looking at it, but I've seen it play before. Maybe I'll play it one day. Who knows? Lethal League, I want to get into that. Melty Blood, I want to get into that. Smash Brothers Melee. Okay. How am I gonna do Smash Brothers? How the fuck am I gonna do Smash Brothers? So this reason why is why I guess some people wouldn't categorize Smash Bros. As a fighting game. Because it's kind of not fair. It really isn't. Because Smash Melee, Smash Ultimate, do we really... Smash Bros. Is going to get 3s across the board. It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm sorry. Everyone's played it for a reason. It's the best-selling one for a reason. Because if you don't want to be a fighting game, you want to be a bit more party game-ish, you can make your own rules. It's crazy. You know, fucking, you just want me to just do this? You want me to just... you want me just right here? Just right there? On an island, just with these? Woof! You want me to just do that? Want to just ruin everyone's fun? Well, no. That's another island. Nidhogg. Okay, I did say that earlier. Nidhogg. Interesting. Haven't need to play more of it. Okay, Smash Brothers are exempt from the list. We already know how high they're gonna be. All right. I could be on an island and just play Smash Brothers. I could do that. I could do that easy. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. All right, 3 points. Atmosphere. 3. Hold on. How good does it feel to hit people in that? It feels pretty good. All of that. Originality, yes. You have a lot of routes you could do. The ground bound system, team aerial combos, it's pretty good, pretty strong, pretty good. And longevity. Do I want to come back to it? Yeah, I would like to. There's a lot of combos I would like to learn with the game. And we are bringing up here over DOA for so we every day. All right. So what's next? Multi Blood, Nidhogg, Nitro Blasters. Interesting. Have not played much of it. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Aesthetics and atmosphere. Yes, it is Persona. You know you're playing Persona. Gets a clean 3. Creativity. With the combo system. For a game that's so auto combo heavy, there's a lot of interesting things you could do with how you want to play your character. And in terms of longevity, I would give it a 2, I guess. In terms of creativity, longevity and incentive. How long would it take to learn all the characters in that game? Everyone's got their own special things, whatever. However, I feel like I need to play more of Ultimax. Put it on the list. PlayStation All Stars. Only played it one time with a friend. It's not bad, but it's not Smash. Pokken Tournaments. I played quite a bit of this. Atmosphere with the Pokemon, with the music and everything. I'll give it a 2.5. The fact that it's a nuance of Pokemon, 2.5. But but you know you're playing Pokken, and it's got its own aesthetic that's kind of, it's got its own things to it that it just kind of sets as like you're playing Pokken for better or for worse. Creativity and originality. I feel like I need to play more of it before I put even more, because I only play with Blaziken and Braixen or Braxton in the game. I feel like I need to play more to give a solid list. It was either Punch Planet, Rising Thunder. Nope. Samurai Showdown is extremely fun when playing with friends. But I feel like I need to play more before putting it on the list. But Samurai Showdown 2 would be on the list, but I feel like I'm rushing through this a bit. Street Fighter 3. Originality. Atmosphere. 3. Final one, longevity. There's a lot to learn in the game. A lot of secrets to find out. All that. 3, 1 with friend. Pretty good. Pretty solid. Not gonna be on the list. I need to play more of that. I love how I say that, but Arms is here. This list is fucked up. Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Creativity, I'm not sure. I need to play more of it. But I have it, so it'll be streamed one day when I get a capture card. A lot of Tekkens. There's Fighting Herds. Oof. Great game so far. It'd be up here, but I feel like I need to play more of it. Ultra Street Fighter 4. I played a lot of this game. Man, this is a very Street Fighter heavy list, isn't it? Okay, so in terms of, yeah, with the music, focus attacks, and the impact of certain hits, The links, when you're actually doing like links of combos and stuff, give it a 2.5. Maybe a 2. Then again, for its time, 2, 2.5, 2.5. Creativity, got quite a bit with the amount of links you have at your disposal. You can pick your supers and ultras and all that. You can pick your ultras. My bad. You can pick what version of the character you want to play, from Street Fighter 4 all the way up to Omega Mode. And the focus dash cancel system lets you pretty much play around with that and find new ways how to link into your ultra if you want to be so bold. Terms of incentive to come back, there's a lot of stuff to learn in Ultra Street Fighter 4. It's pretty, you have a lot of options. Now in terms of putting it on the list with a friend, If I had a friend, I would play him. In DOA 5? Nah. You're funny. Let's see. Yatagarasu, have it. Barely touched it. It's not a bad game. Barely touched it. Part of me is also waiting for the new stuff to come out from the arcade edition, so it's just like, it wouldn't be fair to put on the list at this point. The fuck is Street Fighter 4 Remix? Jesus, they put that in here and instead of where the fuck is that? Virtua Fighter? I think that is Virtua Fighter. Need to play more of that. Alright, so going through a lot of these, I realized that especially rushing it to the end, I realized there's a lot of stuff that I would want to give a chance in the future, because this list right now is a bunch of games it's kind of on the list that I want to play now, that I would play now, whatever. So it's a biased list. I'm not, like, I realized I thought I was going to put everything on here and be like, oh, yeah, based off what I played and whatever. But I realized, like, even Tekken 7, I have it. I played quite a little bit of it, but it didn't make it here because I feel like I need to play more of these games. Like, Marvel 2 and Skullgirls, like, this is definite. These two are definite. Played the most of these out of a lot of the games here. Blaze Blue and Third Strike, I feel like I can learn more of these. But then again, Under Night could easily be here. Darkstalkers could easily be here. And yeah, Street Fighter, because if we're and Dead or Alive is one of those games that I like a lot, but I feel like it being a 3D fighter and everything, there's a lot of things it has that these other games don't have because it's a 3D fighter. But so I think we learned at the end of the day that tier lists are fucking stupid, and that you should all follow me on Swaglord at Swaglord5000 on Twitch. And thanks for anyone who's watching this. And please, if this ever makes it to YouTube, put in the comments what your tier list is. And if I missed a game that you like, tell me about it. Tell me why you liked said game. Make a conversation out of it instead of trying to be toxic internet people. I mean, you can be toxic internet people too. I can't stop you. I'm not your daddy. But yeah. So thanks for everyone, and for those interested for my next stream will probably be my stream fighting games every Friday. So tune in Fridays 9:30 to 10. 9:30 to 10, that's when we usually start, and we usually go till like for an hour or two, depending, maybe 3 hours, who knows. But yes, thank you guys for coming, and I will see you next time.